Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. Um, if you like this video, please feel free to like the video, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna admit the channel is it could be better, it could be, I could have a lot more stuff going on, but soon it's gonna happen. I have a feeling that we're just gonna like break it open, the floodgates are gonna like flood, you know what I mean? And then we're just gonna have some really interactive content for this channel, because travel is in the plans. I don't really like showing my boxing, maybe one of these days I will show my boxing, like me on the pads, me sparring, something like that, or me on the double end bag or something to that effect. Maybe one day I'll do that, make a mix of my like training regimens and boxing or whatever the case may be. But anyhow, man, I kind of just want to make a video about like the whole quote unquote conscious community, because it's like I disassociate myself with that community, but I observe like the things that occur in it, like the fuckery that occurs in it. I observe it, but I don't get myself involved in it. I learned, one thing I have to say is, and this comes through growing. This just comes through like constant growth, or trying to grow constantly. Basically, what I learned is that you basically gotta you just gotta let clowns be clowns. You know what I mean? And although sometimes these clowns do bring other clowns along with them and stuff like that, you just kind of have to like basically chill out and let everything run its course, because it's only so long that they can like play this role, you feel me? So the reason why and I made a video about this in the past, and I probably did some live streams about it too, but the reason why I don't like identify with the conscious community is for the simple fact that, my dad told me something very, very profound that he learned through his like being a armed militant, fighting for freedom for our country. He learned big words don't mean anything. You can use all these big words and all these terms, but they don't really mean anything. Why? Because those big words don't provide people with like benefits. And my dad's leader, Amilcar Cabral, he said people don't fight for ideas. People fight for benefits. People fight for a higher quality of life. People fight for dignity. You feel me? So my thing is with these conscious people, it's like you can do these lecture shows, you can do all of these things, but at the end of the day, like, is it really transforming a person's heart? Is it really redeveloping a person so they can like really be on like I want to say like focus like binoculars? Is it really doing that? Like, that's the whole thing about it, man. And like, I'm gonna say some names, and it is what it is. A lot of people are gonna be offended, but I just look at the track record of these conscious people, man. Like, for example, Nature Boy. I mean, here's a guy who was an ex-gay porn star. Here's a guy who doesn't take care of his kids. Here's a guy who is responsible for the death of a woman. Here's a guy who's been kicked out of multiple countries. Here's a guy who does not live by his name because he has not built anything self-sustainable or is not in the position to be self-sustainable. And here's a guy who makes shitty music, and pretty much takes other people's music. Here's a guy who basically is mooching off of other people. Here's, it's just, I can go on and on about this guy, I'll add one more thing. Here's a guy whose eyebrows look like devil's horns, But anyhow, then you got guys like Polite, who, have scammed his own people out of millions, or upon, I'm not going to say millions, but I'm going to say upon thousands of dollars, and you're supposed to be, uplifting your own people, but yet the way you uplift them is by scamming them. The way you uplift them is by presenting this lifestyle that you claim to be living, but it's really all smoke and mirrors. It's like, really, bro? Come on now. You claim to have written 90-something books, but we know for a fact that pretty much just photoshopped your face on a lot of books. Basically plagiarized everything. Then you have the nerve to call yourself a crit and claim that you were a gangster and stuff, like all this stuff. Come on now, man. I don't care. And if you New York fools are offended, you'll be offended. But don't call yourself a crit if you and bang a street and bang a LA street in New York when you've never even set foot in LA. When you never set foot on 60th, Brynhurst, Grape Street, 10th Ave, you never set foot in these places. So why are you banging them? If you're gonna bang, nigga, you're gonna have to make your pilgrimage and see what this shit about. Instead of banging, shit, focus on getting some income and investing, man. For real. And then you got guys like Umar Johnson, who have been building a school for so long, right? This is my thing. Back in tradition, especially in my village, sometimes school started in the bushes with limited supplies, limited resources, right? I don't get why Umar Johnson feels the need that he needs to build this big university, or he claims that he's building this big university. Why is there a need to do that when the school can start in the library at the table with like-minded individuals who maybe share his vision, maybe share his philosophies, and y'all start from there. And y'all think of ideas to, conjure up money that don't involve asking and scamming people for donations that are building something that doesn't exist. For me, personally, from observing the conscious community, especially those who are on YouTube, they just do it for ego boosting. They do it just to pump their chest up. That's it. They have the need that this is what they have. They feel they need to do this in order to be relevant. But me, personally, I can only speak for me. But if I can help people be low key and, go off grid from time to time, but I'm still benefiting people, employing people, helping people employ themselves, like get to a point where when they're self-employed, then I'll feel like I did something pretty good. You know what I mean? If I can do that, I'm into grassroots stuff. That's the thing. I'm not into like pseudosciences and all that stuff, man. That doesn't really rock my boat. And then, you have another conscious dude, Shaka Bars. He'll preach all this veganism and stuff like that, but really he's just doing it for pussy. Like, that's just what his whole purpose is. That's his whole get down is pussy. And the sad thing is he was associated with a pedophile ring in Hollywood. Look up the Pizzagate scandal with Ben Stiller and all of that. He was in the mix. With me, I have no filters, man. I will call people out on their shit. You know what I mean? Like, for me, this conscious community, I just have certain questions that, they really can't answer. Like, what do you own? Like, can you make anything move? What is your end goal? Are you, actively pursuing that end goal? Are you just showing people on Instagram how you're living? And me, this is just me personally. I'm the type of nigga that I look at a person's demonstration, I'll be like, okay, this nigga's on it. You know what I mean? I don't look at their big words. I don't look at them saying the black woman is God. I don't look at that shit. You know what I mean? Me, personally, most of my teachers are in books. You know what I mean? But I do sit down from time to time with some guys who know how to do things and who have been in the field and will drop some game on me. You know what I mean? And I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I know all, or I'm still learning. That's why you don't even see me go on YouTube or on Instagram trying to teach. You don't see me do that shit. Because I know that I don't got no permission to teach. And that's another thing about these guys. They need to get permissions to teach, to transmit their information. They just go and because social media allows you to do that shit. And it's like, man, it's crazy. It doesn't lead to black unity. I'm going to end with this. It doesn't lead to black unity because, young Pharaoh, he sued Brother Polite because Brother Polite was just doing a whole lot of messed up shit to him. Doing a whole lot of shit to jeopardize what he had going on. And I'm like, damn. These fools bump heads, you know what I mean? And so that's the thing, with me, I look at clandestine organizations like the PAIGC, which my dad was a part of, the Eritrean People's Liberation Front, Malcolm X, Thomas Sankara, and when it comes to the spiritual inclinations, Imhotep, Akhenaten, of course, the Prophet, upon him be peace. Just all the spiritual avatars, you know what I mean? Because they all have their truth. And, even people, for example, who want to practice traditional African religion, I come from an African society, and I can tell you straight off the bat that most traditional African religion has one God. It doesn't have anything to do with ancestor worship or any shit like that. Even when I was in Cuba, they didn't worship Orishas. Orisha stood for something like, for example, Yamaya. I think the Orisha Yamaya. What she stood for is like fertility, and that, and basically the hukam or the wisdom behind that was, a woman should like marry and plant her seed with her husband and not just give it away to anybody. Whereas Ogun and like Shango, they represent like the strength and the willpower, and that translates to basically working hard. I talked to many Cubans who study that traditional religion, and it's not what these whole pseudo people make it out to be, because they're only following it like basically to their liking. That's gonna like stroke their egos and shit like that, but for me, in order for me to know something, I have to read about it, or I have to go see about it for myself. That's the thing. Like, so that's why, I'm reading about Eritrea's struggle, because it's so similar to my pop struggle, and it gives practical information that I can use across the board in my life and everything else, to apply to my business, apply to my boxing, apply to everything, apply to just all across the board. So that's why I read it, because they started with nothing. That's the thing. They started with nothing. They really literally like didn't have anything to start but the idea for independence. And guess what? That idea turned into action. And that's why I read these books, is because by the grace of God, the ideas will turn into action, and I'm definitely taking steps. And the thing is, they even said, like, all my Eritrean friend pulled me to the side, and he said, nigga, you gotta make your pilgrimage to Eritrea. You're reading about it and stuff like that. Now it's time for you to see it for yourself. Yeah, I said, okay, bro, you're right. Let's make that happen. And so that's what's gonna happen, by the grace of Allah. But anyhow, man, that's all I got. I just want to talk about this a little bit, about this whole conscious thing, man. Like, because at the end of the day, it's a mess. That shit is a mess. And I just, I don't, for me, like, I don't need an ego boost. I need reality. I need to look at the reality and then provide solutions to that reality, because the reality may not be to our liking. By having an ego boost, calling each other kings and queens, is not going to solve shit. And that's all I got, man. Fula signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Another random noodle I want to throw out about the whole conscious community is that, like, when people, like, when the conscious community asks for donations, put their Cash App and shit like that, you're basically teaching people how to mooch and be a beggar. You know what I mean? If you look on any one of my social medias handles on Hood, I don't have my Cash App. I gotta get it from the grassroots. Okay? I'm only talking about from my perspective, but I've been instilled with the idea of self-sufficiency through many different mediums. North Korea, for example, pushing self-sufficiency. Must I say Eritrea pushing self-sufficiency. Thomas Sankara was pushing self-sufficiency. Amilcar Cabral they were all pushing the same thing. So with that being said, like when conscious people beg and say, oh, I want donations, I need donations, give me donations, like, like people are gonna do the same thing. Like their followers are gonna just do the same shit, put cash apps and shit up like that. So you're basically teaching a man to be like in a fetal position, basically. That's how I look at it, man. And then, like, for example, Nature Boy will say, I'm not begging, I'm demanding. It's like, nigga, you're begging. You're sad. And I heard something too. This is one thing I heard. I heard that Nature Boy, he whatchamacallit, because he's in quote it, and disclaimer, I do not follow this nigga, or I do not watch this nigga's every move. Okay? That's a disclaimer. Just people drop into my inbox and tell me shit. You know what I mean? Like people just like give me the scoop. You feel me? For example, like people will tell me like, oh, such and such, this, that, and the other. And I'll be like, oh, really? For real? But I'm telling you, at the time when they tell me that shit, I'm working on my businesses, or I'm working on new skills that are going to help me grow the business. You know what I mean? But anyhow, the thing is this. Now that he's over here, and that's another thing about conscious dudes, they contradict themselves quite a bit. But now that he's over here now, right? One of the members who was only there, she was there for maybe only a week on Hood. On Hood, she was maybe there she was not there long at all, okay? She said they went to go apply for food stamps. And it's like, as soon as I heard that shit, I started cracking the hell up. I'm like, these niggas are pathetic, bro. I'm like, really, these niggas are freaking disgrace. You know, they're a disgrace. And I was like, man, bro, like, y'all are sad, you know, y'all are hella sad, you know, that has gotten to this point, you know, and basically, you know, you're trying to tell people, you tell people not to work for the system, yet you're using the system. Oh shit! You're dependent on the system, and you know, from what I understand with like food stamps, bro, I never done that shit. You know what I mean? Because I rather shit, man. Who knows what I would do if I didn't have like if I didn't start grassroots shit, and it got to that point. Who knows what I would do? But anyhow, from what I understand with food stamps, though, this is my thing. If you have food stamps, like, I think that comes with conditions too. They're gonna be like, yo, you gotta look for a job, you gotta have a job, or something. Like, you have to look for a job, you have to do something. That's what I understand the case to be. So it's like, okay, well, what are they just gonna like be like, well, we're looking for a job and just falsify that shit? That's what I want to know. But anyhow, man, that's just a perfect example. And it's just like, I just don't get why people follow them. Like, and again, I will reiterate this for the 100th millionth time. I don't want a following. Like, I don't want like a following, like where someone's just following my every move, or someone's asking me questions like such and such. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want to build like from the ground up. You know what I mean? And what I really want is just to exchange with some like-minded people, exchange like ideas with like-minded people. You know what I mean? And then perhaps we work together to build something bigger by our own efforts and not by the efforts of other people. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you do need a team. you do need a solid group of people who play different roles to make something work out. You know what I mean? I understand that. I understand that completely, 100%. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I look at that situation. But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now, guys. Again, this is like the second time I'm saying goodbye, but sometimes, you think, and, sometimes ideas come to your head that, hey, this fool did this fool did that, you know what I mean? And that's just the thing. It just came into my head that nigga is trying to get food stamps, you know what I mean? And I guarantee you all the food is going to be, at least like 90% of the food is going to be in his stomach, on God, on hood. Like, that's just gonna be how it is. Like, that nigga's just gonna, like, have a feast, because how that nigga can't even control his stomach. That's the whole thing. That's another thing about these conscious niggas. Like, the thing is, you have to have a high level of discipline. You can't just be like, you feel me, like just careless. You know what I mean? You can't just be like that type of individual. Like, and so, um, with that being said, it's like, okay, well, if you don't have that discipline, like, it's like, okay, why would I follow you? Like that nigga, for one, cannot control his stomach. For two, that nigga cannot control his genitals. Okay? And it's like, okay, well, if you can't control those two things, then why am I gonna really bother? Same with Polite. Like, that nigga doesn't even like practice like polygamy the right way. Like, that nigga's version of polygamy is basically having two women who don't have any respect or dignity for themselves. And because he even says something stupid, like, he's like, when I'm with my wives, we're having twerk offs and shit. It's like, what type of shit is that, bro? Like, seriously, what type of shit is that? I'm gonna be honest, and I know this is gonna sound way bad, but I've gotten more game from gangs, like from my turf, and I'm not an internet banger. Okay, public announcement, I'm not an internet banger, but I came up in the 60s. Okay, I got more game from neighborhood 60 Crips than I've gotten from any conscious nigga whatsoever, because shit was real on the field. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about this whole thing. Like, so, I got more game from my turf than I would from any conscious nigga, man. And that's just what it is, man. It's just that they don't get it. You know what I mean? They don't get it. They think like, to be honest, I'm gonna stop with this whole thing. This can be like a live stream, basically. But to be honest, the most conscious people are those who have lived real life experiences and have like turned those experiences into something like great. Have turned them, they have shaped them into something that is almost unrecognizable. Those are the real conscious people. They saw their situation, they know they needed to change their situation, but they also needed to change the situation for others too that were in their same predicament. And, we can just name like our guy Malcolm X, um, may God have mercy on him, you know. So it's like, with that being said, I just feel that, it's a waste of time, like listening to like the conscious people. Like, it's a waste of, I mean, I'm gonna just say this, man. Get you some money. Just find different income streams. Get you some money, you'll feel different. I'm telling you right now. Find different income streams. Find something you're passionate about and make some money off that shit, man. That's all I'm gonna tell you guys, man. You'll feel different. And I'm not saying money is the end all and be all. What I'm saying is just that by having money, man, you have a tool. Money brings flexibility. Money brings leverage. Money brings, like, investments, For example, I'm just going to take a simple example. What if, like, 4 people, let's just take an example. 4 people decided, like, okay, let's get a fourplex. Let's all put our money together and buy a fourplex, right? All 4 of us can get one if we put our money together, right? People, they all decide that, yeah, we're gonna do it. Every one of the 4 people, they're gonna bring the money to the table. They decide to invest in the fourplex. The fourplex is an investment property. There's 4 tenants in that fourplex, okay? Let's say they charge $2,500 for rent, all right? Each person is getting $2,500 a piece, okay? From a collective effort. So they don't even have to fight about the money situation because they're both getting chipped off, or all 4 of them are getting chipped off with the same amount. So wouldn't that make more sense than putting all your money into one person who basically does not have a track record for producing the goods? Wouldn't that be the more sound decision, the first option that I named, than the second option? It's just practical common sense, guys. But man, I guess this must be bothering me a little bit, because I don't know, man. I don't put too much energy into it, but it's just I see all the fuckery on the internet, man, with these people, and it's like, damn, man, this shit is crazy, and I just observe it, you know what I mean? But anyhow, man, that's all I got for y'all, guys. Full signing out. Peace out.